No matter if you have an anxiety or panic disorder, you will experience the bodily sensations that they go hand in hand with. And especially if you suffer from health anxiety, it can be hard to believe that these symptoms are just from stress. In this video, I'll explain how anxiety can cause so many symptoms, why they feel so real, and sometimes even life-threatening. Just to put it out there right from the beginning, all the sensations you feel are of course real. The numbness in your hands, the tight chest, or the blurry vision are things that you really are experiencing. And it's not just in your head, but it's the way we process and react to these symptoms that can turn them into something of concern. You probably all know that an anxiety disorder keeps your stress levels highly elevated throughout the day, and this in return jump-starts the fight or flight response. And just as the name indicates, this response prepares you to either fight or flee, and this is where the actual symptoms come from, at least at the beginning. All the sensations you notice are there and should be there. It's just your body's way to strengthen you for what it expects to be coming up. You need to keep in mind that our environment has evolved a lot quicker than our bodies. Back in the day, being highly stressed probably meant being in real danger, whereas today, we rarely, if ever, face a physical threat. Everything you now feel going on in your body is completely out of context and not in line with the stress you're experiencing that moment. Your conscious mind is aware of what is happening to you, but it doesn't seem to see a connection between what's going on in your life at this moment and the bodily sensations you are experiencing. And then boom, you freak out about the symptoms. But the main problem with this is that your mind learns from its fears. Every time you panic about the numbness, for example, this fear is imprinted onto your subconscious. This learning mechanism may have made sense back in the day to keep you out of that snake-infested jungle, for example. But your body, you can't avoid. You're basically carrying around your biggest worry with you 24/7. And here's the catch. Because your mind is so aware and prepared for the worst, we tend to focus on the body part of concern, just to make sure everything is alright. This extreme focus creates stress, plus every little twitch, ache or tingle will be noticed, and our ancient, let's call it monkey brain, will immediately go out of control. Because this just confirms that this sensation really is there, and a threat to our well-being. I guess many of you have learned to accept panic attacks as panic attacks, but it gets tricky when the symptoms seem to come out of nowhere. Especially if you've been under stress for a long period of time, it will create persistent muscle tension that doesn't just feel uncomfortable, but is the reason for most of the anxiety symptoms. A tight chest, shooting pains, tingling, stabbing, and headaches can all come from this tension. And just because you don't seem stressed at all, doesn't mean that your subconscious has unlearned its fears. Your subconscious lags behind your conscious mind. It will react first, before you can even begin keeping it under control with your conscious mind. So to sum it up, anxiety symptoms are scary because, number one, they are completely out of any logical context, and two, your subconscious has learned to associate them as a threat and reacts the only way it knows how to cope with this threat. It will take a lot of time and dedication to unlearn this connection, and it's important to keep your stress levels low with appropriate coping mechanisms like exercise, meditation, journaling, and so on. But the most important thing you can do is to accept that the subconscious goes first and then react rationally with your logical mind. Remind yourself what you've just learned here on this video and embrace the symptoms for what they truly are. Every time you've successfully overcome that extreme anxiety and panic, you will further unlearn that fear. Your panic attacks will get shorter and less frequent, and then over time, you will be back in control.